The title of our story is
Pete the Cat has 4 groovy buttons.
Pete the Cat and His 4 Groovy Buttons. The author is Eric Litwin. He wrote the words in the story. And the illustrator is James Dean. He drew the pictures. On the front cover, we see a picture of Pete the Cat in a yellow shirt that has 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons. But it looks like one of his buttons popped off. This is a fictional story, which means that it is not true. It is made up. We're going to open the front cover, and it says our title again, Pete the Cat and His 4 Groovy Buttons. Turn. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of buttons. Turn. The title page, Pete the Cat and His 4 Groovy Buttons, written by Eric Litwin, illustrated by James Dean. Turn. We're going to turn one more time. Pete the Cat put on his favorite shirt with 4 big, colorful, round, groovy buttons. He loved his buttons so much, he sang this song. Turn. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 4 groovy buttons. Let's count his buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. Pop. Oh no! One of the buttons popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? Turn. 3, because 4 minus 1 equals 3. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. So he has 3 buttons now. Turn. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 3 groovy buttons. Turn. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? 2, because 3 minus 1 equals 2. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. My buttons, my 2 groovy buttons. Turn. Oh, Pete's getting ice cream. Pop! Oh no! Another button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? Turn. 1, because 2 minus 1 equals 1. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. He kept on singing his song. My button, my 1 groovy button. My button, my 1 groovy button. Turn. Pop! Oh no! The last button popped off and rolled away. How many buttons are left? That was his last one. Turn. 0, because 1 minus 1 equals 0. Did Pete cry? Goodness, no. Buttons come and buttons go. Pete looked down at his buttonless shirt, and what do you think he saw? Turn. His belly button. and he kept on singing his song. Turn. My button, still have my belly button. My button, still have my belly button. He says, it's all good. Turn. I guess it simply goes to show that stuff will come and stuff will go. But do we cry? Goodness, no. We keep on singing. Turn. Buttons come and buttons go. Turn. And we see pictures of a bunch of buttons again. Turn the last page. Close the back cover of the book. Pete teaches us a lesson that even if we lose things, even if things go away, we just need to keep on singing.